Now, this here can be a good news to Africa and to those countries that Michael Langley has been able to visit, because Donald Trump has nominated a new AFricom commander who is called Lieutenant Dagvin Anderson. So Dagvin Anderson has been nominated to take the position of General Michael Langley, who has paid many visits to Africa and tries to explain what he has in Africa, what he wanted in Africa, because he was leading at this organization that is called AFricom, and AFricom is an organization that has been created by the United States of America to train the African soldiers. Yeah, that is what they say. They say that in Africa there has been a big number of insecurity issues and terrorism, and therefore they are trying to train African soldiers to be able to minimize the insecurity issues we're having in Africa, to be able to deal with terrorism and all that. That is what they claim. And so many black people have criticized this, because we feel like we didn't need the AFricom as an organization to come and do what it was doing or what it was supposed to do in Africa, because we as Africans, we think we can be able to take care of ourselves, we can be able to handle our own shits, we can be able to handle our own problems as black people, because we have everything that it takes for us ourselves to be able to take care of ourselves. Yeah, I don't think we needed that AFricom to come and do what it's doing, because we believe that the intentions and the work of the AFricom and the reason as to what the reason for maybe create for the creation of AFricom as an organization is not for the well-being of Africa, because we believe any time a Western country or a Europe country tries to associate themselves with an African continent, it's not because of the benefits of an African people or an African individual. It's not for the benefits of the black people in Africa. It's not for the benefits of Africa as a continent, but for their own benefits. We've seen that before. We've actually proven that before. We've seen them many times saying they're coming to Africa to make sure they're taking care of Africa so that Africa would live a better life and Africa as a continent will develop and all that. But for the longest time they've been to Africa, we've not seen them doing all they said they're coming to do to Africa, and therefore we concluded that as a lie. Yeah, in fact, after they have come to Africa, the problem as that country they visited had continued more and more. We have not gotten to a time when the problem has been minimized, or rather the problem has gone down, but instead the problem keeps on growing. Okay. So many people really criticized the formation or the creation of AFricom as an organization that was believed to have the responsibility of helping Africans. And even when Michael Langley was coming to Africa and paying visits to Africa, he was trying to explain the responsibilities of AFricom, trying to convince people that AFricom was created for the goodness of Africa. But many people did not believe that, and they really asked him to get out of Africa, because the problem started where Michael Langley claimed that Captain Ibrahim Traore is using the gold of Burkina Faso to protect himself and protect his regime. And many people felt like, you know what, we cannot take this, because this is not what we want, and this is not what we wanted to hear. Yeah, because people love Captain Ibrahim Traore, and they know Captain Ibrahim Traore is struggling to make Africa a better place for everybody to be, to make Africa a free land, to make Africa an independent land. And then you coming and telling Africans and telling people that Captain Ibrahim Traore is trying to use the gold of Burkina Faso and the resources of Burkina Faso to protect his regime, people got very angry with that. And that is when we realized the reason as to why AFricom was created is not for the benefits of the black people. It's for the benefit of the white people, for the benefit of the West and imperialists as usual. Okay, and so the nomination of this Anderson to come and take over the position of Michael Langley could be because of many reasons, and I want us to look into some of the reasons as to why Michael Langley, Anderson, would have been nominated and the job of Michael Langley come to an end. I want us to look at some of the reasons as to why Anderson would be given the work of Michael Langley, because now the report has been taken to the parliament, and if the parliament approves, it means Anderson will take over all the responsibilities that had been given to Michael Langley. Now, number one, Michael Langley has been interviewed many times by the Western medias, by the African medias, because he has been to Kenya, he has been to Ivory Coast, he has been to many other African countries. And when he was going to these countries, at some point, many people had an opportunity of having a conversation with him. And I think Michael Langley is a kind of a person who was not able to even hide the to hide maybe the some other information that is confidential. Yeah, he is a kind of a person who really maybe exposed the West into some things that he wasn't supposed to be speaking, because to some point we've seen him speaking things that are very, very confidential. Yeah, things that maybe he wasn't supposed to speak, and sometimes even many people reacted saying, you know, Michael Langley was not trained on how to maybe stand before the camera, and the things to say before the camera, things not to say before the camera, because some point he even said clearly, that they're in Africa because they don't want China to take over Africa, they don't want Russia to take over Africa. And that is when we realize, so it's not about helping Africa, it's about grabbing Africa, who is taking what and who is taking what. It's not about even for the goodness of African people, it's for the goodness of themselves, it's for the benefit of themselves. Yeah, because you cannot come to media, even if you cannot come to media and speak things like that. That is just exposing yourself. And I think Michael Langley really exposed the West and what they want to do to Africa. And African people really found it difficult to accept these people to come to Africa. Yeah, it doesn't even make a lot of sense, because, like, for example, the headquarters of AFricom is in Germany, but they are saying they created AFricom as an organization to focus and to help Africa and the issues and the problems that Africans are facing. Yeah, I think if the headquarters is in Germany, they're supposed to be focusing on the Europe countries. They should help themselves as the Europe countries, because these problems that they want to solve in Africa, they're the same problems we're also having in the United States of America, the same problems we are also having in many Europe countries. It is not that Europe countries are better countries than Africa, but also Europe countries have their own problems that they are facing, and I think they should be focusing on how they can be able to solve those problems instead of focusing on Africa as a continent, because I believe Africa and Africans can be able to take care of their own things, to take care of their own problems, to solve their own problems and all that. But the issues of trying to focus on our business, I don't think if it is good. I don't think if it's necessary. I don't think if that is what we want as black people and as Africans in particular. Yeah. So Michael Langley, the job has come to an end, and I think it is because maybe the work that he was sent to do, he has failed to deliver. He was sent to do 1, 2, 3 things. He has failed to deliver. He has been, maybe they are looking at him as an incompetent general, as an incompetent leader, and therefore they feel like this man is not fit for this job. This man is not qualified for this job. So let us elect a white man who is going to do this job the way it's supposed to be done. They say if you want something to be done well, do it yourself. Okay, so they chose Michael Langley, thinking that maybe Michael Langley, because he's a black person, is an African, he will come to Africa, and then when we will be speaking to Africans, we will be convinced and all that. But you know what happened? Even African Americans, black Americans who are in diaspora, they denied the fact that Michael Langley is one of them. They denied the fact that Michael Langley is is a black person, yeah, and they said they don't have a relationship with him, they do not know him, yeah. That is one of the things that maybe when the government was choosing him, they did not know that one will come, will come, because they knew when we have chosen a black person, this black person will represent as well. But they've realized that the existing African generation cannot be intimidated or be manipulated anymore. That we have woken up, we now understand their tricks and all that, and we can't take it no more. That is why they have decided now to choose their own Anderson, who is a white person, and they believe maybe a white person will be able to deliver this job very nicely. But first of all, first and foremost, before that all, Captain Ibrahim Traore has won on this, because he was their main target and they've not managed to get him. So kudos to him, and we are not happy because Michael Langley has been taken out, because we don't know what Anderson will do. Yeah, maybe he can be worse than Michael Langley, but we are ready for it. We are ready for anything that comes, because we have decided that Africa is home, and anything that concerns Africa concerns all of us, and we must talk about it. We must fight for the continent, we must fight for the freedom and all that. So me, I do not think if we need the help from the West, the help from the Europe. I don't know what you have to say on the comment section. Tell me what you think on the comment section. I'll do my best to make sure I read all the comments and give a response where possible. This is the African Streamline. I am Atamba Haiti. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making this channel your stop over today. For all the people who are supporting me, for all those who are sending me super thanks, I really appreciate. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep subscribing to my channel. For the returning subscribers, I salute you so much, and thank you so much. God bless.